Imagine this, 90 minutes of football, all level. The entire tournament comes down to one moment, one player, one goalkeeper, 12 yards apart. Scientists have studied what happens in this exact moment, inside the brain of everyone involved. And what they found is the most fascinating thing in all of sport.
A penalty shootout is not a football skill contest. Let's be clear about that from the start. At the highest level, every professional player can score a penalty in training almost 100% of the time. So why do they miss in shootouts? Because a penalty shootout is not a test of football. It is a test of pure psychology, and psychology under the most extreme pressure the human brain can experience in sport.
Let's start with the penalty taker. The moment they are selected to take a penalty, their body begins a full fight or flight response. Cortisol and adrenaline flood the bloodstream. Heart rate climbs above 160 beats per minute. Pupils dilate. Researchers can literally measure the fear in a player's eyes by the size of their pupils. Hands begin to shake. Breathing becomes shallow. Muscles tighten. The exact opposite of what you need to strike a ball cleanly. And here's the cruel part. Your brain knows the goal is huge. 11 feet high, 8 yards wide. It's enormous. But under extreme stress, the brain literally perceives the goal as smaller than it actually is. Studies confirm that anxious penalty takers see the goal as up to 20% smaller than it really is. Your own mind is working against you.
Now, let's talk about the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is the most powerful psychological weapon in a penalty shootout. Research from the University of Amsterdam found something incredible. Goalkeepers who position themselves slightly off-center to one side of the goal cause penalty takers to aim at the larger space, predictably, every single time. Even when the taker knows this is happening, they still can't stop their brain from doing it. But it gets even more interesting. Goalkeepers who spread their arms wider, stand taller, and take up more space visually, even without moving, cause more misses. Just looking bigger makes you better. The goalkeeper's job is 70% psychology and 30% reflexes. The best goalkeepers in shootout history understood this completely.
Before a penalty is taken, there is a moment that researchers have studied extensively: the stare down. The moment where goalkeeper and penalty taker lock eyes. Studies show that goalkeepers who maintain unbroken eye contact with the taker dramatically increase miss rates. The taker's brain reads the stare as a threat. It triggers the fight or flight response even harder. Some of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, including Jerzy Dudek and Emerson, were masters of the stare. They didn't save penalties with their hands, they saved them with their eyes.
Now add 80,000 people screaming. Research shows that crowd noise physically changes how a penalty taker performs. The noise raises cortisol levels even further. It narrows focus, sometimes too much. Home crowds create a massive advantage. Studies of World Cup and European Championship shootouts confirm that teams shooting toward their own fans miss significantly less often. The crowd becomes a psychological shield, or a weapon, depending on which end you're at. And the fans? Their collective stress response during a shootout is so strong that researchers measuring audience heart rates during penalties found spikes matching those of the players on the pitch. 80,000 people, all in fight or flight, together. Here is the most critical psychological moment of the entire penalty: the run-up. Research shows that penalty takers who decide where they are going to shoot before their run-up and commit to that decision score significantly more often than those who change their mind during the run-up. But here is the problem. The brain under extreme stress defaults to a phenomenon called decision paralysis. The taker sees the goalkeeper move, their brain screams, "Change your mind." And in that split second of hesitation, the kick goes wrong.
The greatest penalty takers in history, Pirlo, Panenka, Zidane, all shared one trait. They decided. They committed. They did not look at the goalkeeper. They trusted their brain before the pressure hit. That's not confidence. That's neuroscience.
So the next time you watch a penalty shootout, you are not watching football anymore. You are watching a live experiment in human psychology under the most extreme conditions the brain can face. Every miss tells a story of a brain overwhelmed by cortisol and decision paralysis. Every save tells a story of psychological mastery. And every goal tells a story of a mind that stayed completely calm while everything around it was chaos. That's not sport. That's the human brain at its absolute limit. Subscribe to Ask and Wow, because science is happening everywhere, even on a football pitch, and the answers always make you say, wow.